My name's Karina Thompson and welcome to another episode in the series Mastering the Basics of mySewnet Embroidery Software. In this episode I'm going to be introducing you to SuperDesigns. If you subscribe or own a copy of mySewnet or are just interested in finding out more about embroidery software, why not subscribe to our free YouTube channel, and that way you won't miss out on any future episodes. In this film, I'm on a PC with the platinum level of software, but everything that I show you today, you'll be able to do in any level of the paid-for software, and the principles are exactly the same if you're on a Mac computer. So let me start off by talking about what a super design is. What makes a super design super? So I have a super design in my hoop here, and I know it's a super design because my handles, these little corners and nodes on here, are green. Now a super design is super because you can resize it to any size and the stitch quality will still be great. Let me show you. So over here on the design panel you can see we've got the stitch count. It's just under 2,000 stitches. Now I'm going to resize this by holding down my shift key and then doing a left click and drag, and that's going to keep my aspect ratio the same, the proportions. And you can see that the software has recalculated the optimal number of stitches for that size of embroidery. If this was a conventional embroidery and I'd changed the size like that, this fill pattern would have begun to open up. It wouldn't have looked very good. And similarly, if I size this down, and if you want to, you can actually change the proportions. I'm not holding down my shift key, but I'm just going to make this really, really tiny. Again, you can see the software has recalculated the stitch count, so it would stitch out really nicely. If this was a conventional embroidery and you'd resized it down there, you'd have had a terrible mess. So let me delete this out and I'm going to show you how you can load a super design into your hoop. In this case I'm going to click on the kangaroo. So it might be you have a very specific size in mind, and you could either use the arrows or you could click on it and actually type that in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a height of 90 mil. But what I want to show you here is about stitch type. If I click on this here, you can see I've got an option here about pattern fill, because this is just a solid pattern fill shape. But if I click on that, and that opens the properties dialog box for pattern fill, and if I click on this pull down arrow, I can choose from, it's way over 200 different types of pattern fill. And in this case, let's for argument's sake, I'm going to choose this heart in here. And when I click OK and then click apply, you can see my kangaroo has got all these hearts put in there. Basically, I've changed the fill pattern. And of course, because it's a super design, if I change the size of this, let's say I find that a 90 mil kangaroo is the wrong size for my project and I need to size it down, it's actually automatically done that. And can you see I've still got that lovely heart pattern fill going on. But what I'm actually going to do, I'm just going to pop my kangaroo up here in the corner, because what I want to do is give you a glimpse of some of those 2097 super designs. What I'm actually going to do, and I would strongly recommend you do this the first time you come onto the super design tab, actually change the category from animals on that pull down arrow to all. And then if you use this arrow here, you can then actually scroll through the many categories. So you can see we've got animals, we've got dinosaurs, we've got applique embroideries, we've got fancy borders and buttonholes, we've got cartoons, we've got children's drawings, we've got corners, we've got embroideries for felting needles, twin needles, wing needles, tiny little embroideries that work great with the encore feature, fairies, monsters, lots of flowers, sort of household, food and drink, hearts, stuff for the holidays, music. There's just a huge range here, but in actual fact, just below the sport, I'm going to use this pink Cadillac because at the moment it's one of my favorites. So I've clicked on it to show that that's the one that I'm interested in. I'm not going to worry about the size at the moment, and I'm going to click apply. And there you go. You can see it's that easy. And if I need to, just like with the kangaroo, I can resize it. And you can see what a fabulous quality embroidery design that is, you know, with this color gradation. Really, really lovely. But over here we've got another button here that selects style, and if I click on this, you can see we've got the color option checked, but what you can also do is you can check the other option, which is line. And most, not all, but most of the super designs are also available in a linear form as well. So again, just like before, I'm going to click apply, and there we have a linear version of my Cadillac that if I need to, I can resize. And just like any standard embroidery design within the software, you can use the rotate button if you need to, and we also have the flipping either horizontally or vertically if you need to. Hopefully you can see the potential of this fabulous set of super designs to help you build really fantastic embroidery projects within the mySewnet embroidery software. If you found this a useful film, please give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so we can help you master the basics of mySewnet embroidery software. Happy sewing!